quiet on the set. Can we please have quiet on the set?
Well, hello, movie buffs. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are happy to offer you an opinion on old as well as new movies, as well as classic movies, and products related to movies and everything else in between. Since we are transitioning into the fall, we thought it'd be very fitting to review Transformers: Rise of the Beast. We like to say that normally this channel is hosted by Mike on the mic, but we have decided to fill in for him today. So we appreciate you for giving us a moment of your time, and hopefully you will enjoy our opinion on the movie this evening. So go ahead and grab your popcorn as well as your drink, and let's have a little bit of dialogue about the movie in general. I also like to say the product for today. This Watkins organic popcorn seasoning white cheddar, Amazon. This is not a video that is at all sponsored, but this product is very, very delicious. I would definitely recommend you give it a try for sure. And thank you again for tuning in with us. So with all of that being said, I'm just going to go over a little bit of the movie concept, of course. And so this movie was just released in June of 2023, so just a few months ago. And it was directed by Stephen Caple Jr., written by Joby Harold, Darnell Mediator, and Josh Peters. It stars Anthony Ramos, Dominic Fishback, Luna Lauren. It also has Mr. Matt Green himself, Toby Nwage. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And there's some awesome, amazing voiceover for some of the characters, of course, that are playing actual robots, such as Pete Davidson and just many, many, many more, of course. And so this is an action, adventure, sci-fi genre of a movie. So it was dated back to the 1990s. The Maximals joined the Autobots as the aliens fight for battle on Earth. So that is the concept of this particular movie, of course. This is number 7. So this is the 7th film pertaining to the Transformers catalog. And of course, well, I need to say that I am Kiki and
I am Milani.
Okay, and so we're just going to start out by saying that truly enjoyed the movie. It was fun to watch. Love the actual colors, the vibrant colors, everything that they do now to make these movies just look so amazingly clear and fun, and it just interactive. It makes you interact in general with the screen. So it's so fun with all the technology that we have now and the way movies are made. It's just a pleasure to see and enjoy. The beginning of the movie starts out with, of course, Transformer animals. And so they are discussing or having dialogue about this key this key is supposed to allow the, what are they called?
The Megatron.
Okay. Okay. Well, the key is supposed to...
it's supposed to bring in the bad guys that's going to control the world.
Yeah, but the Unicrons.
The Unicrons.
To the Earth. That's what the key is for. And so the first 15 seconds of the movie with the animal version of the Transformers, the main leader, the ape of the animals is like, killed when the Unicrons come to Earth to try to, convince him to give them the key. So that part's kind of sad. Already, starting off with action. First 15, 20 minutes, 20 seconds, literally, of the movie. I would say like maybe the first minute or two, all that transpires. And then it goes to this place where they're now in the 90s. Absolutely loved every single dedication to the music of that era. It just kept me rocking. Song after song after song just brought back so many memories. The 90s, of course, the best ever. And so brought back so many memories. And I just loved it. That part was just most appealing to me out of the whole movie, was just listening to all of the songs that they pulled from that those particular years to put into the movie. So that was very fun to listen to. I appreciated that so much. I guess we'll talk about, a few characters. So the character played by the young man, Anthony Ramos, Noah Diaz was his character. He had a little brother, Dean Scott Vasquez, who played Chris Diaz. And then their mother was played by Lauren Velez. Her character was Brianna Diaz. So they start out with them in this as a living in, I believe, living in New York, I should say. I won't narrow it down, but they're living in New York, and of course he's a young man on the go, on a hustle, just trying to get it, and he's a big help to his mom and his little brother. And so that part is also nice to see. I appreciated that for what it was also. Just in general, I thought this particular one was very well written. And it allowed me to follow through accordingly, and so I can say I appreciated that also. You had Mr. Toby playing a character, Reek, which was the bad guy, right? He's the hustler on the block, and he was like good friends with the Noah Diaz character, and this is together they go to do a little dirt in the streets, aka steal cars. In which this is where they first run into the first Transformer. And so I'll let Leilani speak her piece on the next segment as far as that goes.
Okay, so my favorite part of the movie was the character of Mirage, who is played by Pete Davidson. He is hilarious, funny. I love his personality. He kept me laughing all through the movie. He was so funny. I love him. He had his little beat going, his little music going, his blood pumping, That little segment was really funny. I love it so much. And then my also favorite is when all the Transformers come together, and now we finally the key to the home for the Transformers, which it was in a museum that was also played by what's her name, who plays the
Dominique Fishback, and her character's name was Elena Wallace.
Elena Wallace. That girl is so smart in science, and I love her too. She's hilarious too. My also favorite part of her was when she punched him in his face because he was stealing a piece of the museum, even though he was stealing it for the Transformers. Also, like I said, Mirage, that Transformer is hilarious.
It was nice to see that they gave them a little bit more personality than they had in the past. And so that also was very fun to watch the interaction between the Transformers and giving them a little bit more personality and style. This movie is an extension of the Bumblebee series also, so I can see how they related and kind of tried to connect the Bumblebee character to the new Mirage character. One thing they had in this particular movie that I thought was pretty cool was a female Transformer. We hadn't seen that before, right? And so she appeared, and she was kind of savvy and snappy, and that was cute. It's fun to see that they added a lady Transformer in there also. And so overall, I thought the movie was, very well made. It was very easy to watch. And again, I am a sucker for just all of the colors and vibrancy of, you know, each scene, because it just keeps you engaged. It just completely keeps you engaged to what's, you know, coming next. And so there was a few parts that, you know, kind of had me a bit disengaged. Like it kind of, towards the end, I felt a little drawn out, a little bit too long. I think they could have shortened it just a little bit. Some parts of the movie could have been, I think, eliminated, but you know, I guess you have to have it to make it over a 2-hour movie. But yeah, I didn't think it needed to be 2 hours. I think an hour and 50 minutes would have made it just fine. It just that it started to get a little bit drawn out, a little bit too long towards the end, in my opinion. I love the animal bots, and I love the bird bot. And how fun is that to bring a female transformer and animal transformers, and to bring all that together was really fun to see. And so you can see how that film grossed over $156.8 billion here in the U.S. and I believe $273.1 million just around in Canada, and then $429.9 million, yes, around the world. So how fun is that, right? A lot of money. A lot of people want to see that. And so they had a real good turnout, and I'm so happy that we got to see some new, fresh faces, same story, but fresh characters, a little bit more personality, a little bit more, just really great digital scenes, and so it was fun to watch. I appreciate all the Transformers for what they are. In general, I am a fan from the first to the last. And so it's just amazing to watch. Is there anything particular that you did not necessarily like about the movie?
I think I'm going to agree about the longness of the movie. It kind of did a little bit like dried out, disengaged a little bit. But most of the part of the movie was actually just really good. It was just 2 hours. Like she said, I recommend probably like an hour, like hour 45. Because at the end of the movie, it was just like, it was okay. It was just long. I hate the ending because then you had to wait for that next part of that movie. You're like, oh, dang, I wish it could have added more into it. Like, yes.
So you wanted more than 2 hours? No, I couldn't handle more than 2 hours, personally. But hey, to each his own, right?
I mean, yeah, because you're like, at the end, he fixed them up, at the end. And then you're like, okay, what he going to do now? Like, is he going to, like, now drive this car? Like, it's going to be the next part. Like, we go kick some more, alien booties, Like, I was like, oh, come on, like, what is the next? And then it stopped. And I was like, oh, I guess we got to wait for the next one.
I was okay with the ending. It was fine. I just, like I said, there was a few things I think that they could have edited or just kind of cut out in general, which would have made the movie just a little bit shorter, which would have been okay for me. But given this movie, if I'm giving it a thumbs up from 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this one about a 7. And how about you?
I'm gonna give this movie an 8.5.
That's fair. This particular video is going to be just a little bit short. We wanted to kind of keep it under 15 minutes and just get a feel for our next few sets of movies that we'll be reviewing. Already seen Barbie. We see everything. We try to catch the premieres before they, hit the scene, so to speak. And so, but this one I thought would be fun to do, just to introduce ourselves and reintroduce this channel all over again. And we definitely appreciate you for just, tuning in. Hopefully, we can, have you back again. With that being said, have a wonderful, safe, and blessed day. We appreciate you.